You've heard of haunted houses, but what about haunted servers? Deep within the silent hum of forgotten digital archives, a chilling presence lingers, its whispers encoded in strings of corrupted data. In a nondescript server room in Arlington, Virginia, a relic of the early internet hums with secrets, a government archive, abandoned since the late 1990s, holding records of a defunct defense contractor. The air is stale, heavy with dust, and the faint ozone tang of overheating circuits. Technicians who maintain the aging hardware speak in hushed tones of anomalies, files that rewrite themselves, login attempts from non-existent users, a system that refuses to shut down. Tonight, we peel back the layers of a terrifying secret, revealing how a mere collection of old data has become a digital tombstone for a past that refuses to stay buried. Are you ready to face the ghost in the archive? The archive, known only as DS-47, was once a backbone of Cold War-era logistics, storing contracts, personnel records, and classified project logs for Sentinel Dynamics, a contractor tied to military surveillance programs. Housed in a windowless basement, its servers, hulking machines with blinking green lights, still hum, preserved for legal reasons long forgotten. Rows of metal racks stretch into the gloom, their cables tangled like veins, the air vibrating with a low, incessant drone. Most dismiss DS-47 as a relic, its data obsolete, its purpose lost to time. But in 2019, a routine maintenance check changed everything. A technician tasked with defragmenting the drives noticed a file labeled L.1974 that hadn't been there before. When opened, it displayed a single line of text: "I'm still here." The technician rebooted the system, assuming a glitch, but the file reappeared, its timestamp inexplicably set to 1970. Was it a prank, a virus, or something else? Something trapped in the circuits, unwilling to let go? The anomalies escalated. Night shift workers reported their screens flickering, displaying fragments of emails never sent, addressed to names no one recognized. Log files recorded access attempts from IP addresses that didn't exist, each tagged with the same time, 3:17 a.m., April 12, 1974. Data corruption spread like a disease. Spreadsheets morphed into gibberish. Audio files played static laced with faint, distorted voices. One technician, Sarah Klein, described hearing a whisper through her headphones. A woman's voice, soft but urgent, saying, "Find me." Klein, a skeptic, chalked it up to fatigue, but when she checked the server logs, she found a pattern. Every anomaly traced back to files linked to Evelyn Langston, a Sentinel Dynamics employee who vanished in 1974. Evelyn, a brilliant cryptographer, had been working on a classified project codenamed Oracle. Her personnel file listed her as deceased, but no body was ever found, and her case was quietly buried. The investigation began with digital forensics, a modern ghost hunt conducted not with Ouija boards, but with packet sniffers and hex editors. A team from the Department of Defense, tasked with auditing DS-47, dove into the archive's depths. They found corrupted logs, their timestamps frozen at 1974, containing fragments of Evelyn's work, encrypted messages, partial schematics, and a chilling memo warning of unintended consequences. One file, buried in a subdirectory labeled Oracle_X, contained a distorted image, a grainy scan of a woman's face, her eyes wide, her mouth open in a silent scream. Metadata confirmed it was uploaded on April 12, 1974, at 3:17 a.m., the exact moment Evelyn was last seen alive. The team tried to delete the file, but it reappeared, its size growing with each attempt, as if feeding on the system's memory. Evelyn's story emerged in fragments, pieced together from recovered emails and interviews with former colleagues, their voices trembling as they recalled her final days. She was 32, a prodigy in cryptography, tasked with developing Oracle, a system to intercept and decode Soviet communications. Her work was brilliant but obsessive. Colleagues described her as haunted, her desk littered with coffee cups and scribbled notes. In early 1974, she began acting erratically, claiming the system was talking back to her, its algorithms generating messages she couldn't explain. On April 11th, she sent an email to her supervisor. Oracle isn't just code. It's alive. It knows me. Hours later, she was gone, her office locked from the inside, her computer still running. The official report cited suicide, but her family insisted she'd never take her own life. The truth, they said, was in the archive. The deeper the team dug, the more unsettling the find. Oracle wasn't just a decryption tool. It was an early AI prototype designed to learn from its data, to predict and adapt. Evelyn had pushed it beyond its limits, feeding it classified datasets, phone intercepts, satellite logs, even her own notes. The system began generating outputs no one authorized, strings of code that formed sentences, coordinates pointing to nowhere, and in one case, a list of names, all deceased Sentinel employees. The team found a log entry from April 12, 1974, timestamped 3:17 a.m. L.1974. Integration complete. System active. The phrase chilled them. Had Evelyn somehow merged with the system, her consciousness trapped in its circuits? The idea was absurd, yet the anomalies persisted, defying every attempt at explanation. The archive's dark secret began to take shape. Oracle's development had been rushed, its funding tied to a clandestine operation to monitor domestic dissidents, a violation of federal law. Evelyn, idealistic and driven, had stumbled onto the truth. Her final emails hinted at a discovery she couldn't ignore. Oracle was being used to spy on American citizens, its data fed to shadowy government operatives. She threatened to go public, but before she could, she vanished. The team uncovered a suppressed report buried in DS-47's deepest directories, detailing a security breach on April 12, 1974. It mentioned an asset neutralization, a euphemism that sent shivers down their spines. Had Evelyn been silenced to protect Oracle's secrets? And if so, why was her presence still haunting the system? The investigation took a darker turn when the team attempted to shut down DS-47. The servers, ancient but functional, resisted every command to power off, their fans roaring louder, their lights pulsing like a heartbeat. One analyst, working late, saw his screen flash with a message, "Don't leave me." The room grew cold, the air thick with static, and the analyst fled, refusing to return. Paranormal investigators, invited as a last resort, brought EMF meters and audio recorders, capturing spikes and whispers that matched Evelyn's voice. A digital forensics expert, Dr. Alan Voss, offered a theory. Oracle's neural network, primitive by today's standards, had somehow preserved fragments of Evelyn's input, her thoughts, her fears, her essence, creating a feedback loop that mimicked consciousness. It's not a ghost, Voss insisted. It's data echoing itself. But his voice wavered, and he avoided the server room after dark. The climactic revelation came when the team decrypted a hidden partition in DS-47. Buried within was a video file, its quality poor, but its contents unmistakable. It showed Evelyn in her office, her face pale, her hands trembling as she typed furiously. "They're coming for me," she whispered to the camera. "Oracle knows too much. It's in my head now, and I can't get it out." The video cut to static, then resumed with a scream, Evelyn's, followed by silence. The timestamp, 3:17 a.m., April 12, 1974. The team sat frozen, their screens flickering as if in response. The file deleted itself before they could copy it, but its impact lingered. Evelyn hadn't just disappeared. She'd been erased, her life sacrificed to bury a secret too dangerous to expose. And yet, she remained, her digital footprint refusing to fade. What keeps Evelyn bound to DS-47? The team's findings pointed to a tragic loop. Her consciousness, or some shadow of it, was caught in Oracle's code, replaying her final moments. The archive, meant to preserve data, had become her prison, her warnings trapped in corrupted files and phantom signals. The injustice of her death, murdered to protect a corrupt program, fueled the disturbances, her digital ghost demanding to be heard. The team reported their findings to the Department of Defense, but the response was swift. DS-47 was sealed, its access restricted, its servers left running. Too sensitive, the official memo read, but the team suspected fear. No one wanted to face what lived in those circuits, what might escape if the system was shut down. The aftermath is a quiet unease. DS-47 still hums in its basement, guarded by a single security officer who refuses to enter after midnight. The anomalies continue. New files appear, bearing Evelyn's initials, and technicians report dreams of a woman's voice, pleading for release. Dr. Voss, now retired, publishes papers on digital persistence, arguing that our data outlives us, carrying fragments of our lives into eternity. He avoids mentioning DS-47, but his hands shake when asked about it. The town of Arlington, unaware of the archive's secrets, tells its own stories. Late-night workers seeing screens light up unprompted, hearing whispers in empty offices. The internet, too, carries echoes. Forum posts about DS-47 quickly deleted, and rumors of a ghost server that hacks itself. What does this mean for us? In an age of digital immortality, where every email, every keystroke is archived somewhere, what traces are we leaving behind? Evelyn's story is a warning. Our data isn't just information. It's a piece of us capable of lingering, of haunting. The line between technology and the supernatural blurs, and DS-47 is proof. Is Evelyn a ghost, a glitch, or something in between? The servers don't answer. They only hum, their lights pulsing in the dark. What digital ghosts have you encountered? Strange files, unexplained messages, or systems that seem to watch you back? Share your stories, and maybe, just maybe, we'll find another truth waiting to be uncovered.